Hi, everybody. I'm Dan Lovallo. Welcome to my sports commentary. And per usual, a lot of stories making news. I'm going to run down some of them, beginning with this interesting story out of Prosper, Texas. Prosper, Texas is north of Dallas. And on the ballot during Tuesday's elections was a referendum to build a $94 million football stadium for high school. For high school. That's how big football is in Texas. Football is king. Yes, Texas might be home to the world champion Texas Rangers. I'm not denying that. But football is king in Texas, whether you're talking the pros, whether you're talking about college, whether you're talking about high school, whether you're talking about youth football. The sport is king. The gridiron sport dominates. And this was no exception. Just an unbelievable story. And keep in mind, Prosper, Texas is where it's common to have $2 and $3 million homes. And there's already a $60 million high school football stadium that's the creme de la creme. And this was going to top that. But you have to understand, Prosper is prospering. It's a great name. Prosper is growing leaps and bounds. They have something like, 25 high schools in the region, 28,000 students, and it's growing. They're adding another 3,000. So on the ballot was this referendum for billions of dollars in improvements. And within that referendum was Proposition C, which would build a $90 million high school football stadium. Repeat, a $90 million high school football stadium. But it was defeated. Now, what will happen? Who knows? It will probably go before voters again. This usually happens. But my point is, even Texas has limitations, even when it comes to football. Now, speaking of Texas, former Texas Rangers manager Ron Washington has been hired as the new manager of the Los Angeles Angels. I think it's a great hire. I wish him well. I remember Ron Washington when he was playing for the Toledo Mud Hens back in the 80s when I was broadcasting games for the Richmond Braves. This was when Richmond had a AAA affiliate, and in this case with the Atlanta Braves, and the Toledo Mud Hens were the AAA affiliate of the Minnesota Twins. And I remember Ron Washington, who was a baseball lifer, playing for Toledo. Of course, he went on to manage the Texas Rangers to pennants in 2010 and 2011. Back-to-back American League pennants. I believe that's the last back-to-back winner of pennants in the American League. Last back-to-back world champions, the New York Yankees, but the last back-to-back American League pennant winners, the Texas Rangers, and Ron Washington was the manager. He's been the third base coach of the Atlanta Braves and did win a world championship with Atlanta in 2021. So, I think this is great. 71 years old. I wish him nothing but the best. It's a tremendous hire, and he's a great baseball man, a great baseball teacher. And I think the Los Angeles Angels have just elevated their game by naming Ron Washington as their new manager. A couple of other notes. Apparently, Jason Benetti has left. Not apparently. The story's now out there. It's official. Press releases have been issued. And Jason Benetti has left the Chicago White Sox broadcasting booth and will become the principal voice of the Detroit Tigers on television. So best of luck to Jason. And also, according to Ken Rosenthal in The Athletic, everybody is on the trading block with the Milwaukee Brewers. They're not saying that on the record, but Rosenthal is quoting sources saying everybody's up for grabs. Things have changed since Greg Counsell left to become the manager of the Chicago Cubs. Buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride. There's my sports commentary. Thanks for watching. I'm Dan Lovallo.